What's up guys, welcome back. Tomorrow's a super exciting day. I'm finally putting new wheels and tires on my 5th gen 4Runner here. I'd searched forever and I finally found a pair that I like. And they are the Icon Rebound wheels. Check those out. They're a beautiful pair of wheels. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why I chose these wheels. And I'm also going to show you how to get these wheels to fit on your 5th gen 4Runner with 285/70/17 tires. Let's jump into it. So after searching the internet for hours and hours, weeks, months, I finally found a pair of wheels that I like, and that is the Icon Rebound wheels. I don't know if any of you guys have ever done any shopping online for wheels for different vehicles, but it is not easy. There's so many variables that you're working with. You're trying to find the right offset, the right bolt pattern, the right size. Are they the right weight? But yeah, finally I came across these Icon Rebound wheels in this titanium finish, and I just thought to myself, wow, these wheels are beautiful. Originally, I just found them to be a very attractive wheel. I like the design of the spokes, and the way that the spokes catch the light is really nice, especially in the titanium finish. It kind of has this contrasty way of catching the light, and with the black rim, it found them to be really attractive. So tomorrow I'm going to be taking them in and getting them wrapped with a Falcon Wild Peak All-Terrain 3 tire in a 285/70/17. So once I get that tire on, I'm going to bring the vehicle back here and we'll just test out the vehicle and make sure there's no rubbing. And if there is, we'll do some modifications to the vehicle and I'll take you through that, whether that's a fender liner modification or worst case scenario, a body mount chop, hopefully not. But yeah, I'll take you through the process of doing that. So yeah, looking forward to tomorrow and I'll see you in the morning. All right, so I got the vehicle back here from the tire shop. I'm just taking it out for a test drive. As soon as I got home, I took the running boards off and gave it a wash. So far, I'm really impressed with the way these wheels and tires are riding. I got the 285/70/17s, and just having that extra tire, I came from 20-inch wheels, right? So having that extra tire has really smoothed out the ride. It doesn't handle quite like a car anymore. It handles more like a truck. The ride is more comfortable, so I'm really enjoying that. There is some rubbing issues, and that was apparent at the moment the technician took it out of the garage. The mud flaps were rubbing, so later on we'll try to remedy that. But right now, let's just get some shots of the vehicle and show you how it looks with these new wheels and tires. All right, so as you can see, I do have a bit of a rub. It's very minor. It's on my mud flap, so I'll just show you where it's rubbing. Here's the exterior part of the mud flap, comes down, and it's just rubbing in here. It's just, here, I'll move my shadow out of the way so you can see better. But you can just see where the tire's rubbing there. That's the inner part of the mud flap. That's basically protecting rocks from going up under the vehicle and maybe, chipping the frame or something like that and causing some rust under there. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to trim my mud flap. I'm not going to remove my mud flaps completely because it's not rubbing on the whole mud flap. It's just rubbing on that inner part. I do want to protect my paint here. So if I remove this mud flap, I do have these wheels that kind of come out a bit further than stock, so they will kick up rocks, and I just don't want to chip up this paint along my door and that and cause premature rusting. So I'm just going to modify these mud flaps by chopping the inner part. I'll just start the vehicle and I'll show you. There's another spot where it's actually rubbing, or it may be rubbing, but I'm not sure. Let's just see here. It's really close. It's just in here. It might be rubbing on that little edge there at the front on the fender liner. So what I would do for that is it's just rubbing a little spot. I'll probably just heat up my fender liner with a heat gun and just mold it forward with a mallet. So that'll be an easy fix there. It does not appear as though I have any rubbing on my body mount. I think I got lucky. When I did my alignment, I got the alignment tech to move the wheels forward with as much caster as possible. I'll put my alignment specs here up on the screen. My caster was at 3.9. Even then, he was a little hesitant to do that. That is the max within normal range that you're supposed to go. But I have aftermarket parts on here. I have aftermarket upper control arms that they're called high caster control arms. They're meant to do that. It kind of corrects the geometry with a lift, and it actually prevents you from getting that rubbing on the body mount, because that is a bit more of a intensive modification. You have to cut the metal and re-weld it. But yeah, so let's head back and I'll cut these mud flaps, put them on and give it a test drive and see how well it drives and if it's got that nasty rubbing still. All right, so I flexed out my suspension here and I turned my wheel all the way to one side to see if, with the wheels being higher up, if it would rub that body mount. And it actually, in fact, does, but just barely. I don't know if you can see in here. The metal there is the body mount, and the tire is just touching it. And the tire is touching metal there. That is under a lot of flex, but I think I still will go in there with a grinder, and I'm just gonna grind that edge of the body mount off, and then I'll spray some primer on there, a little bit of paint, and some rock guard to prevent any rusting from happening. It's very minor. A lot of guys will just trim the whole side of this body mount off, but I'm just gonna trim a very small part of it off and yeah, just protect it. So let's do that. All right, so I got the SUV home here. I've taken off the wheel so I can gain access to this mud flap. I think it's important to mention too that to put these wheels on, you can't use your stock lug nuts. I bought these on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. They're a 60-degree conical head lug nut. So that's what you need to put these wheels on. They're actually really nice quality. They've been taken off for the second time. There's no scratches or anything on them. So I highly recommend those. I'll leave a link in the description. But yeah, let's get this mud flap off and let's chop it. All right, so to take the mud flap off here, we have a Phillips up here, a 10 mil and another Phillips here. Wow, it's already pretty rusted, look at that. If you have an SR5 or the TRD Pro or the Trail, you may have a little clip that holds under here, but on the Limited, they don't have that. So, all right, so the material I need to remove is right here. So you can see where it's been rubbing here. I was gonna use a Dremel to cut this, but instead I'm gonna be lazy and I'm gonna use my saw here. I'm gonna be replacing this blade soon anyways. So let's give this a whirl and see how this goes. Great. Perfect line. Took off all those areas where it was rubbing. I might use a Dremel and kind of grind off this little edge. But yeah, I think that looks pretty clean. All right, so we chop this piece here because it was rubbing. It was rubbing over here, so now that whole piece is gone, but we still have this to protect our paint on the rest of the exterior of our vehicle, so our tires will not kick up dirt and grime and rocks and give us rock chips. Now what we have to do is take care of this. You can just see where the tire's rubbing on this little piece of metal that sticks out. This is your body mount. Some guys that put really large tires on here and do not have a good alignment, being not enough caster forward, they'll rub really bad on this. Also depends on the offset of your tires. I have a 0 offset tire, or sorry, wheel. So I don't have too bad of rubbing. You can just see the tires just kind of skimming along this nub of metal here. So what I'll do is take the grinder and I'll just grind this off. And if I do get any more rubbing here, I might have to go in and chop this off and get out my welder and weld a piece of metal in. But I think I should be able to get away with just grinding this nub off. And most of the structural support's coming from here, so I don't really have to worry about this. I don't have to weld in a piece, so it'll save me a lot of time. So let's try that. right, so let's put this mud guard back on here. Perfect. So this whole area where it was rubbing has now been removed, so problem solved. All right, so I think that concludes the video. That's the installation of the Icon Rebound wheels and getting them to work on your 5th Gen 4Runner, different things you might run into, and just what to expect with these wheels. I absolutely love them. I'm so happy. My wife even loves them. So yeah, I hope you guys found the episode helpful and useful. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. I'm hoping to make a lot more videos and always appreciate the support. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye now.